Ta-da! 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 I honestly, sitting here, I just rearranged my set from time, but I'm super happy because I brought home a surprise. Not just a surprise. As you can see, this is, see, I'll touch it. What does it look like? What does that look like, guys? What does that look like over top of it? It's all drippy. Anyways, I made this painting, and there's another one here. My very favorite two paintings, probably done just abstracty, whatever. And this one was called something different, but I'm going to rename it. I was sitting here going, oh, I'm going to rename it. So what's happening tomorrow? Yeah, I wonder. What would the date look like tomorrow? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Also, if you take away 13, it's 110. It's also the 11th month. I don't know. So I was doing some more figuring today, and I was looking at Pool's page, Mr. Pool. And I was looking at his address. It says 7211 or 311, whatever. So automatically I'm like, reverse, that's like 11/3 or 11/27. 11/27 could be like January 27th because we're in the 11th lunar month. I don't know. So tomorrow also, I believe, is the Basel III compliancy. Boo-doo-boo-boo-ba-doo. Wow. What does that mean? Wow. If you don't have ASSET backed moolah, you might as well take that paper and wipe your butt with it. Because it's not worth anything. That's what they're preparing for with the black scenery behind TRUMP and all of that stuff. Now, I've been observing some stuff, and I was like, that's got to be disinformation. But at the same time, I saw this post this morning, and I didn't repost it, just so you know, because it's people would be like, that aren't in where my thoughts are, would be like, oh my God, what do you mean that, Raven? Like, instead of using discernment. It's one of those posts that would cause a tower striking. All right. So, but what happened before I saw this post to be about TRUMP? Yes, my voice will be breaking up. 2 reasons. 1, I'm back in my cabin. And 2, this is what YouTube choppy and Crackbook do to me to get you annoyed so you won't watch the video, but it's easier to watch afterwards. So if it bothers you, just wait until I'm not live anymore. But most of the people that come and watch it live are quite used to it by now. So bless your heart for sticking it out is all I got to say. Yeah, so that made me lose my train of thought. Anyways, there's a couple of interesting things that happened to me while I was in the city. I was in the city helping a friend and doing some Mary Poppins. I like calling it Mary Poppins because, whatever, just making the place a little happier. But the first night I was there, my friend was going on about this is honestly probably the funniest thing that happened between 3D reality and the like in the mainstream, and then what happened in real life. To me, it happened twice there, and I had to just turn around and not laugh because the timelines are doing this, okay, very very heavily now. So my friend was complaining about like how TRUMP owed Cruz's wife an apology from 8 years ago, and I'm like, just gave him my standard like forgiveness kind of thing without sounding preachy or whatever. I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't like really being angry at anybody for long because it's usually does bad things to your body and whatever. So I was very gentle about it, and he was quite getting on about how he didn't really respect Trump for not giving that person an apology. And I was like, I don't think Ted Cruz cares. Like, I really don't. What happens the next day? I'm walking past Ted Cruz capitulating. Capitulation. That's what's going on with all these candidates. And some of them are saying things on the MSM that are very revealing. So they might have been like, oh, I don't really like Trump. And what happened last night is sanctimonious. All of a sudden supporting Trump. What happened at the same time? Oh, yeah, the debt clock changed. Wow, wow, Donaldo Trumpo or whatever. 11 down, one to go. Who's the last one? We all know she's a dirtbag. So, how close do you think we are? It seems like we're going slow motion, but we're all going to the finish line. So, my perception of reality is like I'm literally at the I can't jam another piece of popcorn into my face at this point. Yes, it has been revalued. And here's the thing with all of what's going to happen. I think I'm going to take this down and make a simple little thing that kind of gives everybody an understanding of one string will kind of pull all of the strings. Okay? So one string, any of these strings will pull the whole thing down. And that's kind of what I'm working on mentally. So a quick chart video. It's not going to be long. Okay? And I'm literally just going on what's in the information right now in the last few days on the mainstream. That's it. And what it would uncover. So, and you'll see how it's like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. And I'm going to do that because there's a lot of new followers that are watching my show, or I wouldn't say new, they watched it 4 years ago, and somehow the algorithms are changing, and now you get stuck at 7:55. Now it goes to 8:01. Now you get to see the videos. So it skips every 5 seconds. That's what it does to me. So I just quickly wanted to read you something from my this is my only thing I have from my grandmother from she passed away when I was 15, so this is about 45 years old, and it's actually called the Living Bible. And I don't know why I was like, I know there's a highlighted thing in there, and I'm not a biblical religious person. I've never really read this book, so I know there's a lot of my people that do read this. So just so you know, I believe this has been toyed with for the benefit of the dark side, number one. And there are, it's enough to give us a hope for humanity, if that makes sense. But there's 711 chapters left out of this. Okay, so that's why I'm like, we don't know everything. So this is merely just something I was guided to read. There's two things here. So there was a little, I had a little, like you can see here, that was stuck in the book. And I went and I'm like, I kept moving it around and I hadn't opened it. So this is why it's interesting. Okay. All right. It is, here, I'll show you. Here. There, right there. It is Isaiah 43. And it says, I will guard and support you on the top of one page. And the other page, which I was like, why does it say that? promise of victory over Babylon. And I'm going to go through this book, but I bet you there's no other highlighted places. I kind of went like, combing through. No. And my grandparents' pictures, I shoved in another page, which is kind of interesting. And I'll show you my grandma, maybe. So I'm just going to read this to you because it's interesting. And I'm like, why? It's like a voice from the future. Yeah, a blast from the past or whatever. She was time traveling and told me this. So, and this is the only thing again that I have of my grandmother's besides this. I'll show it to you another time. The golden rose pin. These two things, and both have gold on them. How crazy is that? Hey. So, you ready? But now the Lord who created you, O Israel, says, don't be afraid, for I have ransomed you. I have called you by name, and you are mine. When you go through deep waters and great trouble, I will be with you. When you go through rivers of difficulty, you will not drown. When you walk through the fire of oppression, you will not be burned up. The flames will not consume you, for I am the Lord your God, your Savior, the Holy One of Israel. And you guys, I don't know why my grandma did that, but she underlined the word Israel. Israel. It gave Egypt and Ethiopia and Seba to Cyrus in exchange for your freedom as your ransom. Others died that you might live. I traded their lives for yours because you are precious to me and honored, and I love you. And I was like, what? Thank you. And now there's 34 people watching, and this is like, so I just kept reading a little bit more, and it says, do not be afraid, for I am with you. I will gather you from east and west, from north and south. I will bring my sons and daughters back to Israel from the farthest corners of the earth. All who claim me as their God, oh, I'm getting goosebumps now, will come, for I have made them for my glory. I created them. Bring them back to me, blind as they are and deaf when I call, although they see and hear. Gather the nations together. I'm just going to leave it there. So that's the first one. I'm sorry if it's choppy. I was like, this one literally, I was talking to my friend the other day about the ark, Noah, yada, yada, yada. And then we were just talking about all of that. And it says, think of it, the ark of God, who is the Lord of the whole earth, will lead you across the river. Now select 12 men, one from each tribe, for a special task. This was honestly a card reading. So the other day, somebody complained on my show, not the first time, by the way, and I thought my answer was funny about smoking weed and cannabis, I call it, and reading these things. And he's like, Jesus doesn't smoke, or God doesn't smoke weed, and Jesus doesn't read tarot cards. And it would make me, I am an analytical thinker of self-awareness, because I don't want to be some person on here telling you guys some baloney if it's not supposed to be where I'm going. Okay, so keep that in mind. I was at the coffee pot making coffee, and I was really tired, didn't have a good sleep the other day. And I asked Creator, like, am I supposed to be reading tarot cards? Like, is that something that's helpful to people? And I got a message of use all the tools in your toolbox to connect. Okay. And I look at the clock, and it was 8:44, which is 88. And I was like, okay, thank you. That's all I needed. That's all I needed to know, and went moving forward. Then my good old friend Tarot Spice, Dana, reads my cards for that day, and it said the same thing. You have many tools in your toolbox, And you need now to use all of the tools that you have to relate to many people as you can, because that's what's going to bring people closer to the truth. It's pretty much in a nutshell what it said. So I'm just saying, I'm still going to read tarot cards. So I'm just going to do a quick card reading, and I want you to think about something. I named this video Home, but I want you guys to do this today. If this is all you do, I'm home, right here, present, now. That's why it's called home. Just a thought. That's what came to me today. I was like, oh, I should tell them that. My card came out when I said I should tell them that, and two more. But wait, there's more. Billy Mays commercial. So when I go to do this chart video, I'm recording it. I will not do it live because of the choppiness on Facebook and YouTube now that I am home. And whoa, there's my glasses. So you guys ready? Y'all ready for this? The owl, which is a really great card. There's owls around here. And I always look at it about seeing the crap in other people. Like you can see the deception with your wisdom. Ooh, look at all the animals today. The horse, which is about accepting help from others, delegating authority. This is usually when people are learning the truth, you're helping them learn the truth. So the cow is about nourishment, abundance, asking and receiving. Honestly, the manifestations right now are cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. I can say something and then it's right there. So funny. And even my friends will be in the background. So that Friday video where I was like saying the 13s and all of that, my friends were listening to it in the car. Like she has two kids. That Tarot Spice is on the way into the city with her two kids listening, and they see more than I do. And like when I was their age. So, anyways, I was talking about 13 and stuff, and that was happening while they were driving. They're like, "Hey, hey, hey!" So you have to really tune in. I honestly have had so many things that have happened even since Friday, that even Friday, that video, I probably left out 20 coincidences. I couldn't even can keep up. And that's how it is, like the truth coming out. It's like you can't even keep up. So I'm gonna write some stuff down and then share it with you later, maybe on a chart. Just a really simple, quick, updated chart to help everybody kind of get up to speed. So yeah, that's all I got. I haven't really been spending a lot of time online, so I don't really know. I maybe spend 5 or 10 minutes. So this is the longest I've been online since the last couple of videos I made. So I love you guys. I'm glad to be home and not gonna hang around lots, but I'm home. I have some art projects to do today too. Oh, and the other big surprise is I might have some little contests for my page coming up here soon. We'll see. Keep your eyes peeled, And no, if anybody wants to know if this is for sale, the answer being no. So, signal, yes, breaking up, plain existence, yes, a lot of poop happening. So sorry about it breaking up. I love you guys who hung in there. And 32, 17, gotta go.